Like, the way I look at it is that there's this secret shadow war over this. You can call it UFO technology, but I like to call it like Tesla technology. There's this shadow war where they're advancing this behind the scenes. That's why nobody's saying anything about it, because they all know they're all doing it. And they don't want anybody else to know how far advanced they've gotten. Yeah, it's actually crazy how it's just normal science too. Here's the thing about it, guys. For the people out there that, you know, maybe don't understand all the science, maybe you don't even care to understand all the science. It turns out they're just using normal physics, but they figured out how normal physics works. They figured out the root cause of normal physics. So that's the big rub, is that, like, if you ask physicists, like, why, and you keep going down to the bottom, you very quickly get to a point where physicists can't explain things anymore. They can't explain why do I have mass? You told me that I have mass, but why? You say, well, okay, gravity exists, right? I can drop something, it hits the ground, right? But why? Why? Well, space-time has curvature. Okay, why? Why? Right? And quickly, very quickly, they run out of ways to be able to answer the question. That's what they're hiding. That's what they're hiding. They're hiding smart ways to use physics because they figured out the answer. I'm going to tell you what invariance means. And I'm not ashamed to say that I learned today. I mean, I've Googled it in the past, but like, I learned what it really means today. Invariance. Not something that doesn't change. So what we're doing when we're looking at invariance from physics, we're trying to understand the nature of the universe without considering us moving through it. The problem with relativity, as I've told you guys before, is that we're all in our own little bubble. We're all in our own little bubble all the time. And we're interacting with other people's bubbles. And our times, all of our clocks are set pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. But what this also means is that we don't have a frame of reference. We don't really have a standard frame of reference for everybody, because everybody's technically in their own little bubble. So when we use invariance, what we're doing is we're saying, take that out of the equation. Take that bubble out of the equation. I just want to look at the medium. I want to just look at the ether. I want to see the medium, but not from my perspective, from just a hypothetical general perspective. Why? Because if I can figure that out, I can manipulate reality. The entire Jason group's all professors. You know, I did not expect it, but when I started looking into all the dirt authors, I realized almost half or more of them were university professors. And I thought that was strange, because I was like, wait, isn't academia full of shit? Don't they, like, not know about this? And I realized, oh, some of them do. The ones that are connected to the defense contractors, the government, those professors, they probably got their professorship because they're connected. And I went, oh, this is how it works. So there's certain academics at the top that do know about this stuff, and the rest of them are basically just morons who don't realize that they're being kept in the dark.
Now, if you have this same construction somewhere else in space, then you could just imagine these two tubes connecting such that you don't have a singularity anymore, but rather a tube that connects one space-time to the other space-time. This is a wormhole. It's like a bridge from one part of space-time to another.
How crazy! This science is it's just real science. Like, this is Einstein's equations. The same equations we use every day, the basis for all physics. This is Einstein's equations taken to its extreme. So when people say this is just theoretical, what do you mean it's theoretical? This isn't theoretical. Einstein's equations are proven to be real, proven to be true, many, many times over. But that some people, the same people that say Einstein's equations are real, all this stuff, they go, yes, but you're not allowed to break them like you just did. You're not allowed to break. What do you mean? It's not even me who came up with this. This is Einstein who came up with this. All Einstein stuff is correct, except for they just don't believe that this part's real for some reason. And here's the rub. Like many things in physics, the academics, their math isn't wrong. Their math's not wrong. Their conceptual view is what's wrong. Their conceptual view is what's wrong. We're not physically making a tube. We're not physically making a tube that the object's going through. That's not what happened. That's not what's happening in the MH370 videos. It's more confusing than that, actually. What we're seeing is like the plane is there and then it's just not there. And presumably it's somewhere else the next instant. So the tube, the tunnel, the throat is more of a concept of us thinking about it. It's not necessarily what we would physically see. That's what I want people to understand. Because people ask me, Ashton, they say, what would it look like from the perspective of the people on board the plane? And I always say it would look like walking through a doorway.